Hello everyone to today's webinar. Today we are talking about a topic that is a goal for many people but still remains quite abstract for most: financial freedom. And the question behind it is always the same. How do I build an income that works independently of my time? And when we talk about financial freedom, it ultimately comes down to one thing: income that is not directly tied to our time. In other words, the typical passive income. And real estate plays a central role here because it enables exactly that: ongoing income combined with long-term wealth building. And that is the goal for many people: to build wealth, become more independent, and no longer rely solely on active income. But yeah, and this is the key point: the path to get there is much more difficult for most people than it seems at first glance. So let's take a quick look at why real estate is so powerful in first place. The major advantage lies in the combination of two effects. On the one hand, ongoing rental income, so the cash flow. On the other hand, the value appreciation over time, so how the real estate kind of develops. And this means a property can generate monthly income while also increasing in value. And this combination is what often leads to the overall value growing significantly more than the ongoing costs. And that is why real estate has been considered one of the most stable strategies for building wealth for decades. And now comes the key point. As attractive as it sounds, access to it is not too easy. So if you invest in real estate in the traditional way, as you can see here, you usually need a large amount of capital. Yeah, and often several 10,000 or even 100,000 of euro. And that capital is tied up to a single property. So if you buy something like this you see here for 300,000, yeah, it's 300,000 in just this one property. If you invest 300,000 euro in a completely dependent on that, you're completely dependent on this one property. The location, its rental performance, and of course the market. And this is what we call concentration risk. And it is one of the biggest disadvantages of the traditional real estate market. And this is exactly where an exciting shift's happening. Access to real estate is changing. And through digital structures, it is now possible to invest small amounts and distribute capital across multiple projects. This means, no longer one property, but several. No longer all or nothing, but flexible investment. And that reduces risk and makes real estate accessible to many people. And the tokenization is one of these things where people can invest starting from several 100 euros. And this is exactly where Rocksolid comes in. I will now show you what the model looks like and how this could benefit you. The core principle is relatively simple. You invest through a digital access point into the Rock token. So in our case, it's the MiFID II licensed broker called Jonathan Mars. And this means you're directly participating with the one token, a financial product, because the Rocksolid Estate AG has a confirmation and a capital market prospectus approved by the Austrian FMA. And if you buy a Rock token, this means you're directly participating in all real estate Rocksolid owns. Rocksolid takes care of the entire process, from sourcing and acquisition to optimization of the properties. Because that's what we did the last year, very, very intense, and optimized it by implementing AI, digitalizing it in different sectors. And the real estate we invest on is fully developed and generating revenue from day one, so no development risk. And also the real estate we invest is commercial real estate. Yeah, and through your participation, you're directly involved in the economic performance. But there's a lot more to come because we don't have any fixed fees and it's generating payouts for you from day one. And how does it look like when you invest? As I mentioned, you invest and buy the ROC token with through the MiFID II licensed broker Jonathan Mars, where you do the KYC and AML, invest in euro, and then get the ROC token. After that, we acquire and optimize real estate that's generating income. And we pay out on a monthly basis. So you receive monthly payouts in EURC, a euro-backed token, directly to your wallet, and you can transfer it to your bank account and transfer it to euro, kind of to exchange it to euro, or also buy other cryptocurrencies with that. And of course, the value development of the real estate and the token itself is also main part, because on the one hand side you receive a monthly payout in EURC, but also you benefit from long-term asset development over time. Let's take a deeper look, because I said monthly payouts in EURC. So a central aspect of the model is the distribution. The income generated by the properties is paid out monthly directly to you. And these payouts are made in EURC, as I mentioned, a digital euro currency, and run on the Avalanche blockchain. That's a very perfect blockchain if you have a financial product or a security token like the ROC token is. So you're buying a security token because of the capital market prospectus. And of course, when you use something like the Avalanche blockchain, of course you have the advantage of the transparency, the fast processing, and the direct payout to your wallet. And of course, because of using blockchain, it's a very cost-efficient way of transferring, on the one hand side, token, but also EURC and the payouts. And you can decide what to do next, withdraw or reinvest. And another key element of Rocksolid and the ROC token is diversification. We do not invest in just one type of real estate, but across different asset classes. This can include office properties, hospitality, or infrastructure as photovoltaic projects. And this helps stabilize returns and distribute risk more effectively. So as you can see, the one real estate, let's say photovoltaic, is more a future-based investment, but hospitality is where you are renting out apartments, let's say in Vienna, because that's what we did with other companies in the last years and optimized it a lot and increased the value and revenue we made with these real estates by many points just by implementing automation and also AI, because we are also a company that works a lot with AI to optimize the real estate and increase the value. And let's make a very simple example. Don't hit the numbers. Their numbers are just to see how it could like at a very low complexity. So in the end, if you buy a hospitality property for, let's say, 1 million, and the property has a value of 1 million, and it generates around 10,000 euro per month through rental income, as hospitality, like for renting out an Airbnb and so on. And then you have deduct costs like costs for management, for cleaning, for electricity, and so on. And also, when you are renting it out via booking.com, you also have to pay the fee there. And let's say in the end, about 50% goes to costs, leaving around 5,000 euro in monthly profit. And this is exactly the profit you can participate as an investor. With this 5,000 euro, we can even pay the bank or pay you as an investor. And depending on how much we take from the bank and how much we are taking from the investments, the more we can scale this project. So because let's say you need around, let's say, 200,000 to 300,000 money from your bank account to get a bank loan for around 700,000 or 800,000 from the bank. So what a part of these money, what we generate on a monthly basis, goes to the bank for paying it back or paying the interest rates. But on top, the more real estate we buy, the more efficient we are and the more income we get. And the key point is that costs do not grow at the same rate. So with each additional project, efficiency increases. So let's take a deeper look what this means in participation for our investors. So as I mentioned, the real estate that we buy is fully developed and generates revenue from day one. So it's not a development risk for you as an investor. We have voting rights for investors, so you can decide which real estate should we buy, or for instance, which real estate we should optimize, or if we sell a real estate, should we reinvest it in buying new properties or optimizing existing ones. So I will talk about this a little bit deeper on the next slide. But the most important thing is, because the real estate is fully developed and generating income, you get an immediate return. And the ROC token itself, because there's real estate in the background, you have a long-term growth of the properties. And of course, the value development of the token represents the value of the real estate Rocksolid owns. Let's take a deeper look on the voting and participation rights. You decide on where the company goes. So we give you a fact sheet and investment measurements where you can vote on. That are questions like property acquisition, which property should we buy? Is it more in the traditional sector like office buildings or hospitality? Or do we invest in more future-focused things like energy? Or is it efficiency upgrade of the real estate that we have? Or as you can see here as an example, a photovoltaic plant that generates electricity that we can sell. And of course, also strategic and operational decisions are part of the voting rights. And in addition, we are expanding our projects by integrating energy components. And this creates additional income on the one hand side and increases the overall stability of the investment. And also forward thinking, we not only have an income stream, but give our investors in the future the opportunity to buy the real estate Rocksolid produces. And you as an Rocksolid investor, you will receive a discounted electricity. And yeah, the market opportunity of tokenized real estate in Europe, especially with the tokenizable real estate market within the European Union, is around 150 billion. So the market is enormous. And if you take a look at the worldwide addressable market or the market within Europe, that's a very interesting market to get into. And we as Rocksolid, we plan to attain a share of 15 to 25 million within the next 24 months. But you have to think of that when we raise, let's say, 1 million, we can buy real estate for 5 million. And by scaling with the bank, but also because the real estate that we buy generates income, we can calculate it very strict and safe. Especially with the team we have in background who has many years of experience in developing real estate or acquiring real estate from a market. So we have access to off-market real estate that has a lot of potential to optimize and to grow. And with our team, we are focusing on combining two worlds. On the one hand, the real estate market, but also the fintech via the blockchain. So kind of an optimized version of buying real estate. And that on a very safe and secure way, because of course, as I mentioned, with a capital market prospectus, where you get checked every year on what the project and the financial product is up to. That's a very interesting part. And to summarize, real estate has always been a powerful way to build wealth. And what is changing now is the access. And this is exactly where we come in. So Rocksolid Estate is here to give you the opportunity to invest into tokenized real estate investments starting from 100 euro. But even if you want to invest 10,000 euro or 50,000, you're happy to do so, because then we can buy more real estate, diversify in different asset classes. And if you want to be a part of this, you can get started right away. Scan the code here, sign up at Rocksolid, then you will get redirected to a sub page where you can download the app from Jonathan Mars, where you can do the verification, the KYC and the AML, and then invest starting from 100 euro, and then you will receive the ROC token and a payout from day one in EURC directly to your wallet. I'm happy that you were part of today's webinar, and I'm also happy to see you soon as one of Rocksolid's investors. See you next time.